Hi, everybody. Hi everybody, it's Caitlin and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Don't mind my appearance at the moment. I am fresh out of the shower. Today I am starting my first ever weekly reading vlog. So you're going to come along with me this week to see how much I get done reading wise in a week. If you're new here, my name is Caitlin. I'm 23 years old. I'm currently based in Baltimore, Maryland, and I am 6 months post-grad with my degree in dance performance and choreography. Today is Sunday, July 6th. We are picking up this video pretty much right where I left off in my 24-hour reading challenge with The Serpent's Shadow by Rick Riordan. This is the third book in the Kane Chronicles series, which covers Carter and Sadie Kane and their adventures within Egyptian mythology. You might know Rick Riordan from the Percy Jackson books, and this is a spin-off series. Today we are 136 pages into The Serpent's Shadow out of 407 on my Kindle, which is about 33% of the way through the book. I'm also in the middle of another book called Sin and Magic by K.F. Breen, which is a part of this Demigods of San Francisco series, which I may or may not pick up. That is kind of my back burner book at the moment. And we will see if I even continue with the series after that book. The other book I am in the middle of, which I just listened to about half an hour of, is Ariadne by Jennifer Saint. This is another mythology book. We're only doing mythology books right now. We'll see about that. If you haven't yet seen my 24-hour reading vlog, we were able to thrift a lot of new contemporary romance books. So maybe we'll pick up one of those in this video. My goal for this week is definitely to finish The Serpent's Shadow and get a little further in Ariadne. Ariadne is definitely one of those books where I'm not going to consume it rapid fire. Because it's a Greek mythology retelling, I kind of already know what's sort of going to happen, so I don't really feel a need to get the plot all the way out. So I did just finish chapter 6 in Ariadne, and Theseus, I believe, is about to go into the labyrinth. If you've never heard the myth of Ariadne, she is a princess of Crete, and Theseus, who is a prince of Athens, is going to go into the labyrinth to attempt to survive the Minotaur. Out of my July TBR, I've already read one book, and that was First Time Caller by B.K. Borison, which I read in the last vlog. I started The Serpent's Shadow as well in the last vlog, and then Ariadne is on there, so I do want to finish that this month, just maybe not this week. I also want to read the Summer I Turned Pretty series by Jenny Han, but I feel like that'll be a whole separate vlog. I'll read all 3 of them and maybe react to some scenes from the Amazon TV show. I've already seen a little bit of the Amazon TV show a couple years ago, but I have not read any of the books, so. The 2 other books on my July TBR are Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak, which is not a comfort read for me. I don't usually pick up a true mystery thriller unless it's a part of the book club pick, which it is. I'm in a book club with some of my mom's coworkers, and their month pick is Hidden Pictures, so I will have to read that closer to when they decide the date for that. And the other potential book I want to pick up that's on my TBR is The Girl He Needs by Christy Rose, which I got during a Stuff My Kindle day. I believe it's just a contemporary romance, so might be a choice. But the biggest goal this week is to finish The Serpent's Shadow. I've already read 30 minutes of Ariadne today. We're going to see how far we get through the next books. So today we have 2 shows. For those of you who don't know, I am a professional dancer and dance teacher. Today we have 2 shows on the Eastern Shore of Maryland, library shows. So they're very chill because it's on the Eastern Shore, which is a little bit further away. I think it's like an hour drive. I am just gonna do my base at home, and then the rest of my makeup will just get packed and I'll do it in the car or at the venue. I might do it at the venue. Because it's a longer car ride, I'm hoping to get maybe some of the audiobook done. I listened to some of the audiobook yesterday, and then last night before I went to bed, I read a little bit of The Serpent's Shadow. And so hopefully today in the car we'll get a little bit more done. I also did a rough cut of my 24-hour reading vlog, so if you haven't seen that, go ahead and go check that one out. I've been putting contacts in my eyes for like 5 years, and I still can't do it. I'm trying to get out of here in the next 5-10 minutes because I want to go get Dunkin'. I haven't looked at this bag since recital, I don't think. So this is our show seasons, which is good because this is my only one of my 2 forms of income right now because school's out, so I can't take up substitute teaching jobs. Normally I teach on Monday nights, but it is an off week for us because we are session based. So we are in between sessions. And then tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment, and the lady who did my headshots invited me to come help pose dancers because she knows that I'm a dance teacher and a professional, and I'm really excited to go do that. On Wednesday, I have one meeting for the hula group. I'm sure I have everything. I'm really liking where I am in my books right now. I read only two short chapters of Ariadne yesterday, and we're finally getting to the maze of it all. I'm really intrigued by this book because it seems like it's actually kind of moving. Maybe not in comparison. Maybe we're right where we need to be percentage-wise, but I feel like I'm just like starting the book. I'm definitely in the first half still, and we're already getting to something. Maybe it's just really well paced. And the other two books I'm reading are not as well paced. I like The Serpent Shadow. The Serpent Shadow is very fast paced, but that kind of makes it struggle with pacing to me. It has an overarching structure, of course. Do I have a set of headphones in here? Yes. Am I going to bring the other ones? Yes. My Kindle. That's important. I'm going to go head to Dunkin' and get my breakfast, and then we will be out at the show. Everybody, it is now 5:10 on Monday. I just got back from working my 2 shows that I had today over in the Eastern Shore of Maryland. That was quite a long drive. On the way up, I didn't really read that much. I did kind of just listen to music. And then on the way back, we hit a little bit of traffic, and so I read more in The Serpent Shadow by Rick Riordan. When I started off today, I was on page 150 in The Serpent Shadow, and now I am on page 204. So that's pretty good. I got through 54 pages. I'm not a big car reader. I was also reading on my phone. I had to renew my Libby loan, and something happened with that. So it was like, it took it away from my Kindle. So even though I brought my Kindle, I didn't even read on it because by then I couldn't connect to the internet, and it was a whole thing. So 54 pages is pretty good. I'm now at the 49% mark. 1% short of 50% through this book. I have about 200-ish pages left, and we're getting somewhere. This book is structured really well. I can tell exactly where we are in the story. I don't know everything that's going to happen yet, but I have a vague idea of what's going to happen. But of course, it's not about what happens. It's the execution in terms of Rick Riordan books. I have about 45 minutes before I'm going to head across the street for a planning meeting. What I'm going to do now for the next 45 minutes is I'm going to keep editing my 24-hour reading vlog and hopefully get that to a point where it's ready or almost ready to be up. Hopefully I'll be able to finish that tonight and get that scheduled to go up. And then hopefully later tonight we will read some more in The Serpent Shadow. I am currently on page 242 of The Serpent Shadow by Rick Riordan, and I am 58% of the way through the book. Oh, really? Honestly, I think I can finish it tonight. It's raining. I just finished editing my 24-hour reading vlog, so that is scheduled to go up tomorrow morning. I think after this book, I need to take a break from plot-heavy things. Like maybe I need to read a palate cleanser, sports romance, or something. I got a lot done in my audiobook yesterday. I'm not sure if I updated you guys yesterday or not, but I read for 196 minutes of my audiobook, which is 3 hours, almost 3.5 hours. I had a really, really long drive. Because I listen to audiobooks at a higher speed than just one time, it depends on the audiobook narrator how fast I listen to them speak. But for the current audiobook I'm listening to, which is Ariadne, I am listening to that audiobook on 1.5 times speed. In terms of that book, we're exhausting my knowledge on what happens next. I feel like I know things, but I don't want to speak them into existence because I don't know how wrong they are in the grand scheme of things. I haven't done a whole lot on Theseus. In terms of The Serpent Shadow, I am just starting chapter 13, friendly game of hide and seek with bonus points for painful death. Gotta love Rick Riordan and his chapter titles. Let's see if we can finish it tonight. We have, what is that, 160 pages. Only 717 right now, so I think it's doable. But my head kind of hurts. The rain isn't helping. I was just editing for a really long time. See you in a bit. All right, the interludes with Sadie and Carter talking to each other when they're not like narrating cracks me up. They're actually funny. I think I know what's happening with Walt. I have to say, it's a pretty creative way to resolve a love triangle if this is where we're going. There's only so many ways you end a love triangle. Death. Find somebody new. or just sad? Yeah, Carter, because you're stupid. Stupid. Oh. Oh, I wonder if that caught on camera. That was cool. But are we gonna see Bess? Like, you got his shadow, but where is he? One thing I do like about middle grade and like YA is that they find very creative ways not to curse. I uttered some words that were definitely not divine. Is it Bess? Yay! Great. Yeah, that's definitely a conundrum. Wow. It is really thundering today. Oh no. I hope Leonid survives. He might be my favorite character. Ooh. Oh. Okay, this is all great and everything, but where is Setney? Like, that's gonna be an issue, right? Oh my goodness. Wait, what about Walt? That's a nice ending. That I like. But if it's any consolation, dealing with any man means dealing with multiple personalities. That's actually hilarious. And it's more hilarious that it was written by a man. Other gods and rival magic. Ooh, okay. What to rate this book? It's in the 4 realm. I feel like it's a 4.25. That is purely gut. I have no like rubric. It was a really nice ending to the trilogy in general. Love all the foreshadowing connections to the Percy Jackson series and the crossovers, which I feel like I've read a couple of, but now I'm definitely gonna have to go back and read them. Yeah, 4.25 sounds right. So we just finished our first book of this reading vlog, which is The Serpent's Shadow by Rick Riordan. I really like this book. I think this book was a really good ending to the trilogy. The structure of the book made a lot of sense. They wrapped up everything they needed to wrap up, and I feel like the things that they didn't wrap up are going to be covered in the Percy Jackson Kane Chronicles crossovers, which are shorter stories, which I might read this week. That would be a fun little wrap up this week. I'm going to rate this book a 4.25. I don't know what I rated the last one. Oh, I also rated it a 4.25. Love that. Love that for me. I wonder what I rated where's my phone? So it's definitely a 4-star series. I read The Red Pyramid so long ago that I don't even remember what like specific decimal rating I gave it, because on Goodreads you don't do decimals, obviously. You just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Storygraph is where I can be more specific. Oh, I only rated the first one in the 3 range. It was probably a 3.5 or a 3.75. And I think that was because as far as spin-off series go, it is not really a comparable series in terms of plot to the Percy Jackson series. However, I did still really enjoy it. And I feel like the issue with the Percy Jackson series that none of the other Riordan-verse books have, or it's not the issue, like the thing that makes it so great is that it is a little more simple to understand, whereas in the Heroes of Olympus and the Trials of Apollo, and I haven't fully read Magnus Chase. I started the first book a long time ago and I never finished it. The problem with all these books is you have to, it's like writing the 7th or 8th book in a series. You have to bring it all together and make the whole timelines make sense. And when you've got multiverses like Rick basically does, it's very difficult to do while still having your brain work. So if this was the first series I had read by him, who knows what would have happened. But I also think that I really need to listen to these books. I listened to the Percy Jackson series. Genuinely think I listened through like a illegal YouTube free audio. But I think that's why those books have stuck with me a little more. And then ever since I reread them physically, or with my eyes rather, nothing is going to beat that original 5 books for me. Maybe I should rank the Riordan-verse. That would be cool. Let me know if you want to see a video of me ranking the Riordan-verse. I have one last series to finish in the Riordan-verse, and that is the Magnus Chase series. But yes, so I'm gonna log this all in my book journal, and so my currently reading is back down to 2 books, and I feel like I'm going to add a new one tomorrow. Probably something a little palate cleanser-y, some sort of contemporary romance. Tomorrow, the plan for the day is I get the whole morning to myself. I'm just taking my one brother to PT at 1 o'clock, and then me and my other brother are going to go see Superman, which comes out tomorrow, which he is ecstatic about, and I we'll see how I like it. So that's tomorrow, and then after that I have hula practice. So I probably will only read in the morning if I read, and then like in the evening when I get back. Let's go to Thursday. So it is now 6:21 in the evening on Thursday. I took my brother to his PT appointment. At my brother's PT appointment, I started reading The Girl He Needs by Christy Rose. I think it's going to be a contemporary romance. I got this on a Stuff Your Kindle Day, I think in December of 2023, and I already can tell why it was on Stuff Your Kindle. It is definitely not the bestest of writing, but it's only 305 pages, and in his 35-minute session, I made it 34 pages in. So that was pretty good. So I'm 14% of the way through that book. I will probably finish that soon. And then me and my other brother headed over to see the new Superman movie, which was actually pretty good. But the reason I'm telling you about it was, while we are there, just a few stores down is a Books A Million, and I'm a Millionaires Club member, and so he wanted to go in to get they're comic books of some sort. They're like paperback comic books, and so I also got some books. But first thing I got was this awesome bookmark, which is a Fourth Wing bookmark, and it has a quote from the book, which is directly from the first page of the first book. So it's awesome. It's gold. It's got dragons all over it. Wow, it's wonderful. It's from Kingdom of Threads, it says. I paid like $4 for this, so is it a little probably pricey for a bookmark? It's kind of flimsy, but I think it's really cute, and I'm going to put it up with my other bookmarks up there. Book-wise, I picked up 2 books, one of which I've already read, which is Killjoy by Holly Jackson, which is a novella from the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. And I mainly picked this up because I have all the others, and it was buy one, get one 50% off certain paperbacks. I don't even know if this one was. So picked up Killjoy, which I've already read. Can't remember what I rated it. Probably in the 3 to 4 star range, but it will be on the screen right now so we can see. And then the other book I picked up, which will be useful for another video, is We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han, which is the 3rd book in the Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy. I thrifted books 1 and 2 in these covers earlier this year, I think. And so I've been looking for the 3rd one, haven't been able to get it, so I bit the bullet and I just bought it. Cute little YA. I'm going to do a whole vlog on the Summer I Turned Pretty series. Stay tuned for that. Anyway, so now I'm going to go head to across the street to go to hula rehearsal. So I'm going to go rehearse for that, and then we'll probably pick up The Girl He Needs later in this video. Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, July 11th, and it is currently 9:41 a.m. I have the whole day off, which is awesome. So my plans for today are I need to do laundry, and I need to wash my bedding because it is a bedding week. Other than that, I will be reading and or editing all day. I am currently in the middle of The Girl He Needs by Christy Rose, and I am on chapter 5, the start of chapter 5, which is page 47 out of 305 in my Kindle, which is 18% of the way through the book. We'll see where this goes. This is definitely, right now, giving 3 stars. That's the plan for today. I'm going to get a shower because my hair is looking very interesting. I'm only 18% of the way through this book. I literally have not read another whole page since last night. If I didn't hate to DNF books so much, I probably would have DNF'd right now. Why are we explaining how we pedal to the beach? And when I say explaining, I mean explaining, not describing. The path I plotted makes my trip to the beach a mile, which isn't much, but today is about relaxing more than making my exercise quota. I start out at a slow pace, but that feels like cheating, so I step it up. Rising, I pedal fast to a count of 30 before I sit and do another 30 count, rest for 15 count, and start the cycle over again. When I bike, I just pedal, especially as a recreational biker. I don't think I've ridden a bike in years. What? We're still pumping the pedals. So I'm confused. Is this guy's name McRae? Is his last name McRae? His first name is something dumb with 2 N's. Van? Or is that the brother? They both have 2 N's in their name. I don't remember. We might be DNFing this book. I'm so serious. Okay, I think this is all just one POV book, which I don't love, but I get over usually. The male love interest is a pilot instructor, like he's a flight instructor. Her female main character is not. So why is she describing planes by what they are? Like that's the part where the voice gets really interesting, and it's like obviously the author has done their research, but they're not understanding that it's not within the character's point of view, so why would she know it? That's why a lot of people either make super smart main characters, you have to be super smart to make a super smart main character, or do your research, or they make dumb main characters so that every time there's a reveal and you can put in that knowledge. It's like they're learning it for the first time, which makes it feel more authentic and not like you're just trying to one up your readers. You seem all right, and we need that around here. She said 2 sentences to him. I do not like our main character. She is very unlikable to me. We'll see. We are now 72 pages into The Girl He Needs, start of chapter 7. I don't mind this plot situation we've got going on, and I can see where the characters are going to be, where their conflicts are going to be for sure, but the one-sided sexual tension thing is driving me a little nuts. Not that it's one-sided, but the fact that we're only getting her point of view, and it's very horny, to say the least. So it is currently 6:58 p.m. on Friday. I just finished the audiobook of Ariadne by Jennifer Saint. I didn't intend to finish it today, but Austin's book reorganization took quite a bit longer than I thought it would take. But anyway, so that meant that I got a lot of headway into Ariadne, and then I've just been sitting here organizing the filming content on my computer so that I can get ready to start editing this video. Ariadne was my 54th book of the year. I haven't fully digested it yet. I literally just finished it maybe 2 minutes ago. But I definitely feel a lot more informed on her mythology because I really didn't know much about her at all. Like I mentioned, most of my Greek mythology knowledge comes from other content I've consumed, which is not the original mythology. I never studied the mythology. I'm not a classics major or anything, though I did consider it. But overall, I really enjoyed that book. At first, I said it was a really mature read, and I think it still is in the writing style, not in terms of, things happen, of course, that make it a mature read, but an adult read. I would consider it an adult book based on some of the things that are mentioned in there. There's nothing super spicy or anything. They're all fade to black spice scenes, I think. You can infer what happens, but they don't explicitly say anything. But based on Greek mythology in general, I feel like it's kind of some of it's a more adult or older teenager, parental guidance needed type of book. I didn't know how the story ended. I don't know how I missed that. I really didn't know much about her at all starting it. And then the first few chapters, I kind of got my bearings with Theseus and everything. But even with her sister Phaedra, I really did not know that story at all. Really enjoyed the book. It's going to be in the 4-star realm. I feel like it's a 4-5, which is crazy because here, I'll show you my handy dandy book journal. So I have not updated this yet with Ariadne stuff, but you can see here is one of my spreads. This is my library spread for the year. And you can see here's where we are this week. Not this week, but this section, June and July's, and it is all orange and red. Orange is 4.25 and red is 4.5, which is crazy. I'm just alternating because I feel like Ariadne is, I'm not going to change my rating to keep this pattern going, of course, but I feel like for me, Ariadne is a 4.5. I really enjoyed it. I will read more by Jennifer Saint. I have Hera by her. I think audiobook is the way to go with Jennifer Saint's writing for me. Actually, her writing was very to the point. I really enjoyed audiobooking it, so I'm going to try to audiobook the next one, but that's not on my TBR for a hot minute. I'm only in the middle of 2 other books since I just finished Ariadne. The first one is The Girl He Needs, which I started reading in this vlog, which I'm going to power through. Honestly, I'm going to try to finish it in the next 2 days because I don't want to be reading this book. Other one is Sin and Magic by K.F. Breen, which is a part of the Demigods of San Francisco series. And that, while it's mythology, it is definitely leaning not mythology. They're just saying gods and gods, Greek gods that we know, but it's not like we're dealing with them. At least at the moment in the series. I don't know if I'll be continuing this series only because it's a lot of books, number 1. Number 2, I don't think I've picked it up in weeks. I have not picked this book back up since June 8th, and it is currently July 11th. So that one might be just a power through to get it off my currently reading because I don't really want to DNF it. It's not DNF level bad. I don't like DNFing books in general, but it's not DNF level bad. However, it's also not keeping my attention. Plans for the rest of the night, I'm going to keep trying to upload the footage I film on my iPad, which you can probably tell from the quality, but I don't have the money to invest in a camera right now. There's something weird happening with my videos uploading from my iPad to my photos so that I can get them on my computer. I know there's a way to do it through iCloud, but I don't have a Mac computer, so I know there's a way to do it anyway. I've done it before, but it's kind of a pain if I remember correctly. Tomorrow I teach from 10 to 12:30 and then I have the rest of the day off. So my plan for tomorrow is to reorganize my books. I spent all day today, several hours today reorganizing my brother's books. I did get reading done during that, so solid. But I really need to put all of these books away. This is not just me being here for a setup. I have not put these books away because I bought them. Every single book up here I've bought this week, and that's in the past week, and that's kind of a problem, but most of them are thrifted. So for the rest of the night anyway, I'm going to update my book journal. I need to wash my bedding because my laundry's currently in right now, but I need to throw all my bedding in. I will either see you guys later today or tomorrow after work. Good morning. It is Saturday, July 12th, and I overslept. And by overslept, I mean I woke up early and I scrolled on my phone for too long, and now it's almost 8:30 and I need to leave by 9. And I have to gather all my stuff that I need for today because it is a props day. I need to remember to go to the bank after class. Will I? Debatable. Let's get ready. Also, I lost one of my pillowcases in the wash. Probably somewhere in my house, but let's go get ready for work. No one showed up for tap. Which makes total sense because today was like a makeup day for the session, so technically most of the sessions ended last week, but Thursday and Saturday nights had makeup days. So I have to go to the bank. I have to remember to go to the bank because as soon as I get in my car, all thoughts go out the window. And I need to film my TBR for the rest of 2025 video. That's what I'll do. If you guys want to check out my bookshelf reorganization video, stay tuned and hit that subscribe button. It should be coming out within the next few weeks. Hi everybody, it's Caitlin, and this is the end of this reading vlog. So this week did not entirely go to plan, but that's okay. Between my mom's hospital visit and just filming a million other videos, I did not read as much as I wanted to. That did not make me unproductive. I think to the average person who reads, I was very productive, but I'm still definitely in my book slump. Gonna try to keep pushing out of it. So in this reading vlog, I managed to read 400 pages, which sounds like a lot, but considering the average length of a book is around 300 to 400, at least the books I read, that's like okay. I did finish 2 books in this reading vlog, and those were The Serpent's Shadow by Rick Riordan and Ariadne by Jennifer Saint. And I started another book, and I'm about 45% of the way through that, which is The Girl He Needs by Christy Rose. My total number of pages for each book will be listed here. And if you would like to see more of me and my content, make sure you leave a like, comment below how much you normally read during the week, and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any updates. If you would like to see more of me and my book content, make sure you follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Caitlin Bruin Books. And if you would like to support more of my professional life, make sure you follow my dance accounts at Caitlin_Bruin_dance. Let me know if there are any more videos you would like to see in the future. I plan to be posting twice a week on Sundays and Thursdays. If you would like to see some of my other videos I've made, make sure you go and check out my owned TBR video as well as my 24-hour reading vlog. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.